Hi, and welcome to Perth News. I know, we had news last week, but so much has happened this week that we had to bring you another edition. So, the July quarter came back from outreach and they shared with us tons of their testimonies from their time away. You can click on any of the links below to hear testimonies from each of the individual schools. We also had commissioning night this week, where we gathered as a family to pray and send out all of our April quarter students as they leave on outreach next week. At Youth with a Mission, we're focused on training, mercy, and evangelism ministries. This October quarter, we're running in particular 2 schools focusing on evangelism. One of them is the ETS, Evangelism Training School, that teaches students how to share the gospel.
Evangelism? That's for missionaries, not for me.
Evangelism is for everybody. Evangelism is something that God has called all of us to. You look at the Great Commissions in Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and Acts. They're for everybody. Jesus isn't just talking to his disciples, he's not just talking to missionaries or to church pastors, but he's talking to everybody. He calls all of us to go and make disciples. He calls all of us to preach the gospel. He calls all of us to be his witnesses. That's something that he wants all of us to be able to do. One of the big things we look at in evangelism is looking at the gospel, the content of the gospel, and how to lead people to the Lord. Many people, we do engage in our surroundings. You know, we engage with lots of people and they know us, they might know that we're Christians. But it's really important for us to be able to actually know the gospel and know how to share it and then know how to lead someone to follow Jesus. That's a really important thing for us as Christians, that it's a skill that we need to learn. And if we're not deliberate about learning it, then it comes to that point of, okay, I have this friendship with this person, but now it comes to that point of sharing the gospel with them or leading them to the Lord. I'm not totally sure how to do that, and we can sort of fumble our way through it. But in the school, we teach people how to do that, how to actually share the gospel clearly. So the Evangelism Training School happens in October, and you can either come and find me and talk to me, or you can email me, or you can have a look on the website. So it's just ymperth.org.au/ETS. Facebook page as well. Check out the Facebook page, Evangelism Training School Perth. And there's a few videos and stuff up there as well. So, yeah.
Another school we're running in October is called Word by Heart. During this school, students learn to share the gospel as a story. Now, I've heard that they memorize the whole Bible.
The whole Bible?
So in 3 months we memorize a gospel. Although we don't like to say memorize, we like to explain it as though we're relearning the stories in a way that puts us there. There's a difference between reading something and being able to tell the story. See, I could read you a story of what someone did and it's kind of dry. But if you have someone just tell you stories, as if they were there, as if you understand, then it's alive. And you believe them and it makes it come alive for you and for them. Well, do you remember your first day of GTS? Do you remember the first time you met someone, your school leader? Do you remember the first time you met some of your staff? Do you remember the first time you stepped off the plane in a new country looking at this building called YWAM and wondering what you'd gotten yourself into? Do you remember those things? And you do, because you were there and you were the one that smelt the cars going past as you were stepping out onto the road. You were the one that smelt the food hall as you walked in and you were like, wow, how are they gonna feed so many people? And you were there, you really saw these things because it was your story. And so essentially what Word by Heart does is it helps you recreate the smell and the sight and the sound and think about what they were wearing and what it meant that this woman was pouring an entire year's wages worth of perfume on someone's feet. What does that mean? Why is that significant? Why were they angry? Why did they respond like that? And it meant something to them because they were there and they understood the context. And so Word by Heart essentially walks you through 3 months of context and lets you figure it out for yourself and what it meant to you as well.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Okay. Like us on
Facebook.
Follow us. I'll try.
Look at 8 different words to go together. Okay.